Good morning, everybody. So I woke up to some comments from a really old video from like 2 or 3 years ago. And I kind of can't believe this video is still up on my page. I kind of thought it was taken down, like all of the videos from that like time period in my, I guess, social media journey. That was when like just people just really hated me. And it was about Witchfoot. And I know that she is no longer with us. And so I don't want to speak ill of the dead in any way, shape, or form. But I am getting comments on that video again. So that means people are seeing it again. And I guess in a way to get ahead of the curve. Or really, it put me in a state of reflection. I was like, damn, okay, so that video got a lot of hate. And because I had other comments, I kind of went through the other comments. And I like moments of reflection like that. I'm constantly reflecting on aspects of my life in that way. Anyone who's read my lunar memoirs really understands that. So in this deep reflection, I don't want to speak ill of someone who's no longer here, and I don't want to die on another hill or double down on anything. But I was just reflecting about it because I criticized Witchfoot's book. And as someone who, I'm not writing like a witchcraft book. I write other things that involve witchcraft, but it's not a witchcraft book. And so I was sitting here and I was like, okay, years later, I'm a much more advanced practitioner. I'm an older person. All of those thoughts, right? Like, how do I feel about this now? Is this something I apologize for? Is this something like where's the growth? What is the thing here? Why is this popping back up on a last quarter moon phase, And part of it is like, one, not that I was young, I would say I was young on social media. I was 26 to 28, somewhere in there. I'm 29 now. So however fucking long ago that was. However, I have a completely different approach to social media. And so when it came to my noviceness of social media, I came into it just differently. And I wouldn't say that I was speaking appropriately for social media. I was more like rambling and venting to my friends or people who I assumed knew my personality, knew my background. Like these were I was speaking to like my audience of people who I have gotten to know personally through messages or in person or whatever. And then like the masses and Witch Talk found my video and they weren't a fan because I was criticizing Mama Witchfoot. And it's not a secret that I personally did not care for her as a creator. I didn't know her as a person, so I can't say I didn't like her as a person, but like my intuition, my gut instinct, like I never had a good feeling about her. I never enjoyed her content. There was a lot going on, and I wasn't trying to bash a creator, which I think a lot of people did. I think a lot of people thought I was bashing a creator and starting drama to grow my own page, and that's not what I wanted, which is why I didn't reply to many comments. It's why I ignored a lot of things, because that's not what I was trying to do. I was voicing my opinion that I'm entitled to have. And people on this app really don't like my opinion. People in general don't like my opinion. It is not new to me to have people not like my opinion. I grew up in a household where nobody liked my opinion. So it wasn't offended that people didn't agree with me. It didn't hurt my feelings that people didn't agree with me. The hateful comments didn't bother me. It was just like, okay, like this is obviously her fan base. I've been in many debates. Okay, I have been that fan. Okay, you tell me you don't like Avenged Sevenfold, I will be a Witchfoot fan to you. Okay, like I get it. So I just ignored things because I was just like, whatever, dude. Like this is not what I want it to be. So I'm not gonna add fuel to the fire. But people really seem to want to like poke me more to get me to make more videos, and I tried explaining and again assuming people who understood my tone of voice, the passion, the conviction behind everything I say, and they absolutely didn't, and they missed the mark. But I also missed the mark in a lot of ways. I could have spoken better. I could have expressed myself better. I feel like that's been a huge part of everything that I've been doing, especially when it comes to social media or my business or my writing or anything that it is that I'm doing, is it's refining and forging how to express myself. I'm not changing how I feel, but it's figuring out how to choose the way that I want to express myself in a way that makes me feel good and the collective feel good to an extent. Like, I don't, it's not about like feeling good, but it's just about being a little bit more, I guess, diplomatic, neutral or indifferent, able to have passionate conversations with different opinions, which I feel like we really lack in our modern society. So this is like my introduction. I'm gonna do a part 2, and then I'm gonna kind of dive into how I felt and kind of re-explain some stuff.